Hey everyone, so in this video, I'm going to quickly demo our new Dibbly Create platform. It is designed to be a Google Docs replacement for content creators. I'm going to focus here on what a self-publisher, how a self-publisher would use this, how an author would use this, how someone who's in the self-publishing space would use this tool to create their content from idea generation all the way to publication. So we're going to run through that right now. Quickly, this is the main dashboard. As soon as you sign in, this is what you're going to see. I already have a whole bunch of files and folders, or I should say projects. But you'll see here at the top, you have some stats. You have a pin section on the side here with your pin projects, some other stats here, and then you have your account settings and sign out. You have your recently viewed, so you can look at the last viewed project or document. Then you have your folders at the bottom, and you can also search quickly for everything. The search bar, you can start a new project, and then any notifications will be here. That notification system is not out yet, but it will be out soon. And then you have a page for each. So for your projects, your folders, you can click in them and see the projects that are in here. You can also switch the views if you prefer this tile view versus a list view. We have templates, and essentially templates is you can use that to start a new project, and it'll just create boilerplate setup based off the project, as well as it may add a few questions and things that you need to consider based off the content that you're trying to create. You have a trash system. You delete something, it ends up in here, and it'll be automatically deleted after 30 days. That way, if you accidentally delete something, you can come back to it and bring it back through this system here, or this page. And that's pretty much it. Settings is not up yet. And then Help Center, this just leads to a form that you can fill out to report any issues. Okay, so let's go into, let's just start a new ebook project. Okay, so this is the ebook template. So I clicked the ebook template. It created a new project for me, and you can see what it did. I'm just going to move this to the side. It's set up under the sections area. It set up each chapter for you. So in this scenario, for the ebook, it just set up the chapter 10. So for example, if you need more chapters, you can add a section there at the bottom. Chapter 11. Just name it, and then you can drag it into position. And now you just keep repeating this process. And each chapter is separate from each other, so you can work on the content separately. You don't have to worry about introducing content from one chapter into the next. So we divided it, and it also allows working with collaborators. It's more effective. So you can have someone in working on chapter 1, someone else chapter 2. You can have an editor, writer, etc. So however you want to organize it, but this is the organization that we set up for you with the ebook. So I'm just going to clear this chapter. And then we have notes. So notes here is any supplemental material for your main piece. So your research material, brainstorming ideas, if you're working on fiction, character building, world building, etc. Anything that doesn't end up in your final product can go under notes. And two reasons why we did this. One is for organization here for you, as well as when you're ready to export. So we have this export button here. We also have the ability to export through here. But if I click export, this is kind of like a mini formatting tool. The plan for this tool is to be something along the lines of what you would find with Vellum or Atticus. So you can do your full formatting here. And if you want to get super customized, we're going to introduce some other ways where you can create highly custom formatted books, but pretty much anything in notes is not exported. So you don't have to worry about whatever you have in notes ending up in your final product. We have a style gallery. Right now it's basic, it's just ebook, and this uses our in-house style from the Urban Writers. So if I click it, it's updating here. As soon as it's done, you'll see the preview change. And you can see it set everything to Georgia. justify a line, and then you'll see here that it was updated. And then, yeah, if you want to refine it further, you can. Once you hit export, you'll, in this scenario, you'll get a docx, which then you can upload onto Amazon. Right now, we just have docx, PDF. PDF is not out yet, but we're also going to be introducing EPUB. So you can upload to different platforms as well as different formats for paperback formatting here. And then if you don't want a title page, you can remove it. You can remove the table of contents, which is this blank page here, because it's not, it renders or it builds the table of contents on export. So if I take that out, blank page is gone. And yeah, you kind of get the gist of it. So that is export. And that's why that's another reason why we have that separation. So now let's look at the editor itself. There's a few things that we have with the editor. It's a standard editor. If you go over the text, you can see that you can change the styles. You can bold. So you have all the things that you would expect from any other editor, as well as you have this plus sign here, and you can change the style from here as well. And you can insert special characters, links, images, tables. And then, yeah, you have your styling, and you can leave comments. So if I go comment number 1, for example, and then there's a comments button here, you'll see the comments show up. I can click it to reply. And then I'm just going to pause 1 sec and get a collaborator in here. Okay, so I signed in with someone with a different account on a different browser, and now you see that this is me typing in real time, and you can also have the other individual leave comments, post it. You'll see it shows up here, and then I can go and reply. And yeah, so this is just collaboration. You can have as many collaborators as you want in here, and that is, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what you have access to in terms of collaborators. And again, everybody can work on different chapters, and you can just organize it how you see fit. And there's no limit to collaborators as long as you're on the pro version. With that said, we're going to be releasing a chat system in here so you can real-time communicate with your collaborators inside the project directly, as other than just comments, as well as video. So you can jump on a quick video call or audio call and communicate with your collaborators that way, brainstorm ideas, etc. So that is collaboration. And by the way, everything is stored in the cloud. If you do go offline or your internet goes down, it's all good. Everything's backed up locally. As soon as you're online, it'll push your changes to our servers. Everybody who's connected to the document will get all your changes, and vice versa. You will get any changes that happened while you're offline uploaded into your system. So you don't have to worry about saving. You don't have to, it's always being saved. It's always being backed up. So you don't have to worry about that. Now let's jump into probably my favorite feature. Well, definitely my favorite feature is the AI integration that we built into here. So quickly, I'm just going to delete these. I can't delete this one, but I'll resolve it because I don't own it, the comment, just to get rid of the highlighting. So KIP is our AI assistant. KIP is built right into here, and there's 4 ways right now that you can interact with KIP. I'm going to show you how that all works right now. So let's say, I think this is the only chapter with English. Yeah, so we'll just stick to this for now. So let's say that you're working on a piece of content. You don't like how this sounds. You can highlight that piece, and there's a KIP icon here. You can click KIP, and you can ask KIP to rewrite this. And let's just say make it more impactful. I'm not sure how well you can do that with this type of text, but let's see what KIP does. Yeah, it's nothing crazy because it's just a notice, legal notice, but you can see what KIP's doing here. You can see what KIP's getting rid of, what KIP's adding or replacing. And if you like the content, if you hit this check mark, it's going to replace it. You can ask KIP to retry. You can cancel it completely. Or if you want to keep the original, you can just copy this one and then do whatever you want with that content. So I'm just going to I'm just going to approve, and then you see that your content changes. The other thing you can do is grammar correct. So if there's no mistakes, KIP's going to be like, hey, it looks good. But let's say we introduce a mistake, for example. I can go grammar correct, and then KIP should find it. Looks good. Boom. And you save. So that's one way to interact with KIP. You could also do it through this plus sign. So if I hit KIP, then I hit rewrite, and I go generate, and then yeah. So KIP is going to attempt to make this funnier. So we're not going to approve it. We're going to close it. So that's one way to interact with KIP. The other way is, let's start a note, and we'll call this brainstorming. And let's say we want to work on a self-help book. So what I can do is we have this slash command that can be used for styling. So for example, H1 heading, and I can also set it back to a paragraph, but also you have KIP right in here. So I'll start typing KIP, hit tab, and now I can write. Actually, nope, sorry. I want to use brainstorm. Ideas for a new self-help book. See what KIP does. So now KIP is going to create a list of ideas that you can use for a self-help book. Once it's done generating, it'll format it, and then we can cancel. We'll get rid of the whole thing. If we don't like it, we can ask it to retry. We can approve. And then now we have some ideas for a novel. Let's say that we like this one. We can go here. So I just copied that. I can do /KIP again. I can go to write, and I can ask KIP, write me a chapter list plus breakdown within each chapter for a book on, and then I'll paste it in, hit generate, and now KIP is going to give me a list for that particular title. Once it's done, same thing, and then we can approve. Give us a few chapters here. All right, I think it's done. So we'll approve, and I will take this, get rid of it, and then rid of the bullet point, and make this a heading 3, for example. Yeah, okay. So now you can see how you can play with KIP, and then you can go refine these ideas, and you can ask KIP to do just about anything here. So you can have a new note, I don't know, email to customer, for example. You can ask KIP, write an email announcing my new self-help book to my audience. Generate, and it's going to do just that. Again, you can ask KIP to generate any type of content right in here. It is up to you. It's there for you to use. I'm just showing you some ideas of what you or your audience can do based off what they're going to be using this tool for. So we'll just approve, and now you have a template that you can go off. And again, if you don't like how some of this is worded, you can highlight the text, go to KIP, ask KIP to rewrite it in whatever tone you want. KIP will do that, you approve, and then you just have that flow happening. So those are two ways. So you have highlight, you have /KIP, which is going to write it right in the editor. And by the way, these options here are limited, so we're adding way more to allow you to do some pretty cool stuff. So that's coming up. But then a third way to interact with KIP is this here. So this is ChatKIP. So essentially conversational version of KIP. And I'll demo that quick. Hey KIP, I need some ideas for a self-help book. Can you give me a list of suggestions? Okay, so while KIP's doing that, what I'm going to do is create a new note, self-help ideas. Okay. Unlocking your potential. I wonder if it was the same. No. Okay, cool. So let's say I like it. I can insert it here. I'm going to get rid of the conversational stuff. So for everything that KIP generates in the chat, there is an insert feature. So you can insert in the editor. There's a copy, and then you can ask KIP to regenerate, as well as these. So this is something later so that you can say whether the output was good or not, and then we can refine and further train our AI models to be better with what it produces. So let's say I like this. I'm going to keep this, and let's just say list of titles for book. And now give me some audience ideas. Who would be my ideal audience for this topic? And then, we're going to get some audience ideas. And then again, to audience. And we can go in, insert it. And again, you can just keep repeating this, gather information to help you make decisions and keep working with KIP. So that's the third way to work with KIP or to use KIP, as well as you can keep this conversation going, hash out more ideas, then insert the final product if you like it or the idea. You have a list of all your chats here, so you can start a new chat, for example. You can go back to your previous chat, or you have all your chats here that you can go back to. So it's all there. You can see, you can go back in time historically and look at the conversations that you've had with KIP. So that's KIP chat. One more way to interact with KIP, and this is highly specialized tools that are very focused at very specific tasks. So there's a KIP icon here. I click it, I get a pop-up window, and here is our tooling, our AI tooling that is designed for very specific things. So we have our outline generator, takes in some details, spits out a highly detailed outline, both for fiction and nonfiction. So we support both. Description will take in your entire book, whether it's taking that from Create itself or you're uploading it. It'll read the entire book and create a description for it. So you can put it on Amazon, put it on whatever site to sell your book. Research, it's going into, right now, we're just releasing the Amazon version. It goes into Amazon, looks at, based off what you type, it looks at those books that are in that category or in part of that search term. It'll gather, the sales data, everything that you would expect from other tools, as well as it'll look at all the customer reviews. It'll summarize what people like, what they don't like, and that we can get like a good overview of what customers are saying about your competitors. So that is going to be available on release. Summarizer takes any content, creates a summary and key points. And when we say any content, you can upload like a doc, you can pass in a YouTube link, it'll transcribe that YouTube video, digest that transcription and then give you a summary and key takeaways. It does that all for you. And then Biographer, it creates a biography for you, your pen name, whatever you need it for. You have this tool here. So quickly, I'll show you output for outline. So this is the outline tool. I'm just going to shift this here. So whatever you enter here, it will, and then you hit to generate. The results will show up here. Now, these tools can take some time. So we've built it in a way where you don't have to leave this open. Once you start generating, you can leave. You can start another tool. You can close this, and then you can come back to it, and the results will be there for you. So this runs by itself. You don't have to wait. So for example, I'll just show you some of the things I've already generated. So every tool has this clock looking icon, and this is your history. So everything that you generate, you can go back to it and see the output, see what you put in, right? And see what it produces. So AI in Education, this is a nonfiction book, and this is what I input for it. I had KIP help me create an explanation for it, and then I passed it in. So I passed it in here. So just to show you real quick, the output. So the output ends up on the side here, but what we can do is save it. Let me just move this to the side. Save it as a note or copy. So we're going to save it as a note, confirm, and then this will open up. This will create a new note here, and with the whole thing nicely formatted for you. So this is the nonfiction version. So whatever, we'll just leave outline 1. And then you can see just running through it, it creates the three objectives for the book: what the book is about, what the reader is going to take away from it, answers that you need to be answering in the book for the readers, who your audience is, reasons for why your readers should read the book, the top books in the niche, the style/tone of how it should be written, your competition analysis of your competition, so the different books and like a quick overview of what those books are about. And then you have chapter summaries here. And I think for this book, there's 10 chapters. So it's listing what should go in the book in detail for each chapter. I'm just going to scroll all the way down. Okay, so it's more 14, 15. Okay, so it's 15 chapters. Yeah. So this is our outline generation tool. So this is a nonfiction version. I'm going to show you one that I generated for fiction. I think this is Death from Above. Yeah, it's like an alien invasion thing, horror, fiction. So the book's supposed to be 60,000 words, 15 chapters. And this is what we got from it. So I'm going to, again, save this to a note, confirm. And then now we can quickly go over it. So for fiction, you'll see the strategy is different. The output is very different. So we have the plot, subplots, the premise, who your audience is, the style of how it should be written, the characters, locations of where things are taking place, the tropes, atmosphere, mood, how the book should end, the location description. So it's describing each location within the book. And then the characters. So it's describing each character in detail. And you can see here, I think there's a few characters here. So I'm just going to keep scrolling. Yep. And then it gets into the chapter descriptions, and it all flows. So we've built it in a way to make sure that the story flows really well, chapter after chapter. And I think it's 15. So we'll just go to the end. Yeah. So that is our outline generator. You see it generated up here, almost 10,000 words for this outline. And then this one is the nonfiction was 7,000. And then you can use this as a base for your outline. You can use it just for like ideas if you're stuck and you're not sure. You can use it and give it directly to a writer, write it yourself, etc. Entirely up to you. But that is there for you. the description, for example, so AI in education, it had this. So the formatting messed up on this output, so I'll just save it. But it has a heading, it has your lead, then it goes into the points. So the formatting here kind of messed up, but you can quickly fix it. Bullet points, and then just get rid of this. Yeah, so I quickly formatted it. And then your call to action here. So that's an example of a nonfiction description that the description tool will generate. And this, I didn't even pass in the book. All I did was pass in the outline. No, wait, this outline to generate that description. I was just testing things out. But with description, you can pass in whatever you want. You can give it a tone of how you want it to sound, formal, informal. You can be like super creative, like write like a pirate, whatever you want it to be, you can put it there, and then you can drag and drop the file, or you can choose from the section. It can be all of them, for example, and then it'll take all that information and create the copy for you. Research. So I'll give you a quick overview. So this is children's books. We're still refining the output here. So it's going to look different. It's going to have more detail, but you can see with this book, like overall 5-star reviews, you can see what people are saying about it. We're going to get more in-depth here, so you have more information to go off of. But again, 3-star reviews goes there. And then you can see, what people like, what they don't like. But again, this is going to be more detailed. We're still working on this particular tool, so you can expect to see it fully hashed out with a lot more information to help you make decisions. So that's the research. And then again, you just pass in. This is all you pass in, and you can choose specific categories to go into as well. Yeah. And then summarizer, it will pass in a document. It'll take content from create. We're going to add the URL portion, so you can pass that URL like the YouTube URL and get a summary from there. And then again, it'll just summarize the content. Key takeaways is missing on this version. You're going to have a list of key takeaways, main points. And there's other things we're going to do with this. Like, for example, you'd be able to pass in your entire book, and it's going to create blog ideas, blog posts for you. It'll be able to create tweets for you based off the content in your book. It'll be able to create a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of other content just from uploading a book that you've written or had written or have published. And then biographer, yeah. So you just enter a few details, and then it'll give you breakdown, some pen names, and then title generator will be L2. With release, this is almost ready to go. And what this does is it looks at Amazon, it looks at all the other titles, it looks at the keywords that competitors are using, and it kind of breaks everything down for you and then gives you suggestions based off all that data. So that is our tool here. You can favorite things because we have like at least 10 more tools lined up, so that when you favorite it, you have it all here. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Other than the other thing we're going to be releasing is here, KIP. You'll be able to ask KIP for freelancer recommendations. It's going to connect to our platform, give you recommendations based off the kind of content you're working on and the type of freelancer that you need to jump into your project. But we're hashing that out now. So it's pretty much it. You can share with whoever you need to share to here. You can just add them here, and then we're going to be releasing a version where you just give them a link, and they'll be able to, you'll set permission on the link itself, and then you can share the link and they can come in. And then we have some other cool things, but we will announce that as it's ready. Last thing before I forget is with KIP, with every project, you have the power to disable KIP. If you disable KIP, AI is no longer usable within the project. You'll see that it's nowhere to be found. Everything is gone. And that way you have 100% control of whether someone can use AI for your projects or not. And then again, you just go back, you can enable it, and then KIP is here to help you out. KIP is supposed to be your assistant, helping you with all your content creation needs. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.